Okay. All right. So it sounds creativity is obviously key here. It also sounds like knowing your value proposition. I want to dive into that a little bit here. So do you mean like your unique niche or your unique way that you solve the problem, right, for the customer? I think sometimes people maybe get those two things confused. They go, what's unique about me, being like the lawyer or the business, right? Or versus what's the unique way that you solve the problem for them. So can you define what you mean by your value proposition?
I think when it comes to lawyers, it's a personal connection, particularly with personal injury. You're getting a person who's quite distressed. They may have had their whole financial world, personal life turned upside down, and then I'm coming to you. I think the first thing you want to overcome when you're a lawyer is not to become pompous or arrogant. You want to be quite approachable. But largely, when you think of entertainment or, the music I make, it's about looking at people and saying, why do I like you? The reason women like Beyonce largely is because she makes them feel a certain way. She makes them feel empowered, unstoppable, etc. So when I go to your website, if you're going to be my divorce lawyer, what do you make me feel? Do you make me feel like you're not approachable? Do I look at the photos that you've put on your website and think, God, these people don't have my back? And then you put it into words. It's all one thing, right? It's the branding, it's the colors. If you go to graysmokemedia.com, clearly the idea is elite marketing, a little bit of mystery going on there, but it's how do I make you feel? So I would ask basically a client that came to me, what's unique about you and what do you make people feel? And when it comes down to particularly Diamond and Diamond, who's a client of mine, we've developed a brand that's the people's law firm. We're approachable for all kinds of people. That upper echelon of society usually doesn't need to Google and find a lawyer because they reach out to their social circles and their friends. But for most people, they're trying to feel seen and heard, and they can figure that out in about 30 seconds on your website.
Okay, that's really fascinating. So I'm curious, Jordan, growing up, like your EQ and your ability to connect and see these things that most people don't see, was that just kind of a natural gift that you had, or how did you hone that over the years?
I'd say my intelligence is very isolating, and that sounds quite arrogant, but yes, I think it's my social intelligence is quite high. I took a test when I was 12 where I was going to skip a grade, and that's kind of what I specialize in, understanding people. I would say it's a bit of a nightmare in social situations. It's almost telepathic in a way that I could sort of get ahead of people, but it's allowed me to excel in 5 different careers. That's what I'm good at, is understanding people's, what drives them psychologically, spiritually, and sort of connecting with them on a certain level. And that's what we're doing. We're not just buying media. We're not just doing SEO. We're not, it's really coming down to who are we? What are we selling? What do we provide to the world? And, one of the things that really hit me, I made my clients millions of dollars. Something hit me last year. I had worked with people that hadn't made me feel good, that had taken advantage of me, had spoken to me in certain ways, my clients, etc. And I'm in a interesting, more like empowered position right now where I sort of say I'll only work with people that I believe in, that I want their families to do well, their friends to do well. On a spiritual level, I need to feel like I'm helping people, not just driving millions of dollars in marketing to their companies. But I will tell you, one of the things that's so interesting is when I have clients come to me is they haven't asked these questions. They've run a business for 12 years. They've made $50 million, and they've never thought why they're interesting, why anyone would contact them. They've never analyzed their customers. They've just simply run ads. And that only gets you so far. You're never going to get to that final echelon of building a national brand if that's how you operate.
So much wisdom here. If you want to learn more about what Mr. Jordan Whelan is doing, WHELAN, you can go to graysmokemedia.com.